along with Gerald Molen, who's an Academy Award-winning producer of Schindler's List, Jurassic Park, to name a couple, and a producer of this film, America. Gentlemen, good to see you both. Wow, what an amazing trailer, and what an amazing idea to think of. It's sort of like It's a Wonderful Life for America instead of for George Bailey. Dinesh, why did you think that was necessary?
Well, as I thought about this film, I didn't want to make a film that was simply a sequel or a follow-up to 2016, a film that focused narrowly on Obama, on Hillary, on politics. I wanted this to be a really big film, and I wanted this, in a sense, to be a film that is, I'm an immigrant, Megan. I love America, but I chose America. The philosopher Edmund Burke once said, to love our country should be lovely. So one of the core themes of this film is, why is America lovely? And why is it that some people are so hostile to the principles that built America? So that's why I wanted the film. Sorry.
And before I bring Jerry in, I want to ask you, because recently you had an amazing debate, an appearance with Bill Ayers, of all people, a domestic terrorist, now professor, retired. And he is part of, I think it's fair to say, the far left, people who do tend to blame America for the ills and evils of the world. We pulled at least one soundbite of his to give the audience a flavor of what we're talking about. Here it is.
I get up every morning thinking, today I'm going to make a difference. Today I'm going to end capitalism. Today.
That's about the tamest from him. But you take on those claims in this movie and try to rebut them.
Yeah, we have all the most thoughtful, the most vituperative leftists are all in the film, and that's the beauty of it. We don't silence anybody's voices. I had actually approached Bill Ayers to ask him if I could interview him for the film, and he said, well, why don't we do a public debate instead? And I said, fine, let's do the debate if we can film the debate so we can record, because to me, in a sense, this is a clash between the anti-Americanism of the radical 60s, on the one hand, that's Bill Ayers, and on the other hand, my perspective, which is the perspective of a first-generation immigrant who chose America because it's a place where I can be the architect of my own life.
Jerry, why did you think this was necessary? I know you've said you believe this is a love story about America. Why? Why do we need that?
Well, it's obvious that we need it because a lot of instances today we have kids who can't find America on a map. We have kids probably can't even spell America. And I think that we have, left them out. We've done them a great disservice by not being more on top of it, showing our patriotism a little more. And I think in July, when this film comes out, every parent, every grandparent should take their kids. They owe it to them. They should give them a picture of America and what America's all about.
And that scene that we're showing from the trailer, it's an imagined scene where General George Washington is killed on the battlefield. And I guess, what would happen thereafter if there were no President Washington and there were no real America as we know it. Do you think, Jerry, you're going to get pushback on this film the same as, obviously the first film about President Obama was not well received by the Hollywood elite?
Well, I would hate to think that we'll get pushback. We probably will. You think if it's a story about America, it's truthful, it's there. Dinesh has done a phenomenal job of creating a vision for everyone, and I think that it's something that everyone should embrace and look forward to it.
Dinesh, why do you think that President Obama is not going to like this film? Because this doesn't sound like it's a takedown of the president, in the way your last film was. It sounds like it's, basically takes on some left-wing ideology. But do you believe President Obama doesn't like America, doesn't love America?
No, I wouldn't say that at all. I think that Obama has a very specific ideology. You were talking a little earlier in the show about the Ukraine, for example, and a little bit of a mystification about why Obama isn't acting in a more forceful way. Well, I think part of the reason for that is that Obama has an ideology that says, why should America be the dominant power in the world? We have 5% of the world's population. Why should we consume 25% of the world's gross national product? Why should we push everybody around? So I think in some sense Obama would not be unhappy if Russia, if China, if Brazil, if India, in other words, if the world moved toward a multipolar world with a number of different vortexes pictures of strength, in which America was just one power at the great dining table of nations. So in this film, we create some imaginative possibilities. I mean, there are many different ways that America could not exist. Obviously, if Columbus never landed in America, he could have kept going and landed in India. Another way is if Washington was shot and there was no American Revolution. Or think if Lincoln had lost the Civil War, if the Southern side had won. The Union would not have existed. America would be completely different. Imagine if Hitler got the atomic bomb before we did. The Germans had a Nazi bomb project, and they could have gotten the bomb first. So, in a sense, in this film, we get people to think hard about what America has meant to the world and what will happen if America recedes in importance.
Well, we can see just from the beginning of the clip that we showed in the trailer, you know, from JFK to Martin Luther King, FDR, it really does make you feel patriotic and love so many things that we have done and that we stand for still to this day in the good old US of A. Gentlemen, great to see you both.